So Shia LaBeouf addressed some of his abuse allegations with FKA Twigs. There is a court case and it is going to trial next year. So this is like a real thing. Like everything that she alleged he did last year, it's happening in court next year. And he basically at first admitted some things, denied others. Now it seems like in this statement, he is sort of owning up to some of it. To what degree, I'm not sure. Basically, he said that I hurt that woman, and in the process of doing that, I hurt many other people and many other people before that woman. I was pleasure-seeking, selfish, self-centered, dishonest, inconsiderate, fearful human being. He said he effed up bad. That's what he said.
Mhm.
And also he said that he was thinking about like unaliving himself and all the other stuff. When it got to a critical point where he was in a really dark place, he's found Catholicism. He has a daughter with Mia Goth. Like, I guess he's on his redemption arc because, of course, he is. But my thing is like, I don't know if he's admitting to what she's saying that he did, or if he's just like in general, like, yes, I hurt her because maybe I hurt her emotionally. That's what I'm like saying I'm doing. I don't know. I'm not really sure how much he's really owning up to the allegations because he did deny some of them when the story came out last year,
Yeah,
specifically about the physical abuse.
yeah,
And I just feel like, Shia LaBeouf has always been one of these people who has just been messy, like just has always had some serious issues, been in drama, done some really wild, crazy things. And he's taken steps away from Hollywood and then he's come back and done this and then he left again. They came back and did Honey Boy and all sorts of stuff. And then we celebrate him for being this amazing actor and blah, blah. But it's like now that they're true abuse allegations, like, and this is not something that's going to go away with like, I'm a sorry type of joint. Like, this is actually a lawsuit that's going to court. I don't really know. Maybe he's just trying to like put himself in a position where it looks better to, the general public. Like, he's actually trying to get better as a person. And I mean, great. Like, don't be the trash person that you were, of course. But also, I think you need to fully own up to what you did if these things are true.
yeah.
I guess we'll find out in court, but I don't know. The energy feels like I won a career, so like I need to like apologize. Like that's the energy I'm getting from this statement. Not that it's untrue, but it seems very methodical. Like I'm doing this for a purpose.
Yeah, and you mentioned before. You also mentioned stuff. I guess it's been it's been like nonstop for us talking about Warner Brothers bullshit. It's like the last year or so. But you mentioned something as well about bigger stuff because he was in don't worry, darling, and he was
Hmm.
removed from it. Like what else is good? Because you mentioned stuff about before
Yeah.
about Florence and Olivia Wilde.
Oh, that's a whole mess. Oh, that's a whole mess. Basically, oh God, the way that Shia ties into this is that he was playing the lead of "Don't Worry, Darling," which is it was recast, and now Harry Styles is playing it.
Yeah,
But Olivia Wilde had said that she fired him because she has like a zero a-hole policy or whatever she said. And he came out in a series of statements and said, "No, you didn't fire me. I quit. And I quit because we couldn't rehearse." And some audio got leaked on Twitter of her calling him and saying that she didn't want to lose him on the movie, that she really wanted him to do it, which again contradicts her statement. The issue with Olivia Wilde is that there's so much controversy going around this particular film that I don't really know what's going to happen to it.
mm,
Like, that's just the Shia LaBeouf stuff. Then there's the stuff where Harry Styles, obviously her and Harry Styles are dating. People have a lot of issues with that because one, she's older, and then two, she has two children, and then three, people think that she dumped Jason Sudeikis so she could be with Harry Styles. I won't comment on that, but I think but basically, Harry Styles gave an interview with Rolling Stone, and she commented on that story because, again, they're dating, and she's the director of the film that he's coming out with. And she was like, his fans are great, but there was just like a section of the fans who are mean and whatever, and like that's not representative of him and blah 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 blah. So there was some backlash against that because it's like I think the way she was talking about Harry Styles and talking about him in past stuff has upset people because they're like, Harry Styles literally only acted in one movie before this, and he's getting all this credit of being like this amazing actor and the most important part of the film or whatever. He didn't say that, but I think that's what people are like concluding. So there was issues with that. And then in her interview with Variety, she gave a whole bunch of stuff where Jason Sudeikis served her papers, like court papers at a convention she was at promoting this movie. And she was like, I should have seen it coming because that's why I left the relationship, because he would do stuff like this and blah, blah, blah. Okay. And I think people were also thinking like, is that really why you left the relationship, Olivia? Or was it because you were working with Harry Styles? And there's that. Then there's another thing with Florence Pugh, because they're saying that Florence Pugh is only going to do one appearance for this film. Like, she's not going to promote it.
Wow.
I think they're making a little bit too much of this because she is shooting Dune. Like, it's not like she's like not doing anything, which is why, and she's choosing not to go on the press tour. Like, she's working on a movie. Like, that's probably the reason why she's not doing it. But they were pointing to social media stuff of like Florence not really liking the fact that Olivia has put so much emphasis on the sex scenes of this film, and Florence came out in statement saying like that's not what this movie is about. And my thing was like, that's all that's in the trailer though. But that again, that's not your decision. That's
really, I haven't even seen I haven't even seen much press about the movie. Honestly, all this stuff talking about Olivia and all these issues are the first time I've ever really seen press for this movie, which is really.
It depends
amazing.
on what section of the internet you're on.
This is true.
Yeah, so if you're on certain sections of the internet, you're gonna see more of this stuff. If you're not, you're not really gonna see it. But people were saying there were issues with Florence and Olivia, and Florence didn't like Olivia, and that's why she's not promoting the movie, and that's why she's ignoring her on social media and all this other stuff. And Olivia tries to like dissuade that and whatever. But my thing from all of this is like the fact that she said that she fired Shia LaBeouf and turns out that he quit, and there's like proof to back that up, it just calls into question everything else that you've said, because now I'm thinking, well, did that really happen? Or is your interpretation of things just not the truth? Like, I just have questions about Olivia Wilde. Like, I have questions. I'm not going to get them answered, but I do have questions about her, because I'm like, I don't have an understanding of like what she is or what she's trying to do. And it seems like Florence, who's the main character of this film, is not agreeing with, I guess, the tactics of how it's being promoted, which I completely understand. And people were saying like all of the attention was taken up with her and Harry, like Olivia and Harry on that set, which made it maybe not like the best working environment. I'm not sure. All of these are rumors. All of these are alleged. I'm just saying like that's what I've heard. And I don't know, maybe that makes you not really want to promote the movie either. Like, maybe that means I'm not going to ask Denis for like a week off to go promote this, because even though I think that the film is good, like I enjoyed my time in it, I just don't mess with the director or what's happening here.
Or the fact that, I'm the main character to a degree, and I'm not being featured in any promotional thing. It's kind of, I think, a slap in Florence, because Florence is, again, I think, one of the most talented actresses of this generation of up and coming actors. Yeah, and she was nominated for an Oscar. Harry's a pop star trying to reinvoke, doing poorly in my opinion, the whole Bowie Prince androgynous poorly, kind of thing.
I love Harry. I love Harry Styles, but I just think Harry to me is like Rihanna. Like, Harry and Rihanna like are great people, but they just get involved with people who are messy.
Yeah.
Like, they just get involved with like the wrong people. That's my opinion on him. But I do love Harry. I'm happy. Like, he seemed like he's doing a good job in the film. From the trailer, he looked like he was really giving everything to this role. It's just the circumstances where how it's been built, where, I mean, if you're a director, like, no one cares that Greta was in a movie with Noah Baumbach, who she was in a relationship with. Like, no one cared about that. But I think maybe it's the fact because Olivia is a woman and Harry is the star of the movie and she's the director. So there's like that power dynamic of like, I am your boss, but also we're dating. Like, I think people are just so invested in him as a person that she kind of got swept up in that. And now it's like,
Yeah, I think
I think
that's it.
people are only going to see the movie because
Yeah,
of the situation.
so you like with Noah and Greta, I think it was just because Noah wasn't neither of them were as big,
Right.
so it was okay. And then people found out, oh, they're both directors. Oh,
Mm.
okay, it makes sense. Whereas this is like Olivia Wilde's with 38. I'm not knocking it. Hey, you want you want the young man, get the young man, but you're also dealing with he's at that precipice of he's kind of like a global
Yeah.
star in a way. So the crux of
Mm.
everything's gonna be, oh, older woman dating younger man, and the younger man happens to be Harry Styles. And I do think
Yeah.
with all these difficulties, I do think it's like her fourth movie as a director. Did
Really?
Booksmart. Yeah, she did a short film called Free Hugs in 2011. But she did Booksmart
Oh.
2019, and then after that she did Wake Up with Market Quality. That was a short film, and so it's kind of a big jump for directors, especially I think her being the person behind the like in front of the camera, a lot to jump, and now you gotta manage like Harry Styles, one of the biggest. You're dating him, one of the biggest stars in the world, as far as to talent actors. Shia, method actor, like that craziness of method actors. That's Shia, Chris Pine, Gemma Chan, Kiki Lane.
Hmm.
That's just a small part. You're kind of dealing with a lot of these big name actors with egos who've been nominated for awards and stuff like that, and for it to kind of be your fourth or third time and trying to massage and finesse it, it can be a lot. So
Mm.
I will give her that. Like, even though she's done other movies, she hasn't done movies on this big scale with Warner Brothers, like a major studio backing, with
Hmm.
the amount of names she like. Gentleman's coming off of Eternals. These are big name people with a lot of ego. So it's kind of, I can see why all this is happening, because she's not there yet with the experience of acting. Maybe if she had one or two of them in the movie, she could develop that manager
Hmm.
like skill of massaging egos. But yeah, this is a big thing.
I
So
think the reason why this is as insane as it is because she's dating Harry Styles. Like, I feel like if
mhm,
that wasn't a factor, no one would
yeah,
care really. Like, no one would care.
yeah,
And I think just because they're in a relationship, it just makes this so much
everything
more.
works.
It feels a little salacious. It feels a little tawdry. It feels like a soap opera, really. That's kind of
Mhm.
how it's reading to me. Like, all last week, that's all that was coming through. It was like this news and then the Shia news, like all of this stuff. And it's like, I don't know, because now I feel like people are gonna still go see it, maybe. But I think when I was reading the comments, everyone was like, "This movie's gonna be garbage. I'm not gonna go see it." Blah blah blah. It just seems like a lot of fluff, and I don't know if it's gonna have the payoff that it could have had if they weren't in a relationship and she was just a director. But we'll see. We'll see in the box
All
office when it
this
comes out.
wouldn't happen if Disney would just let Tron 3 happen.
Why do you care about that movie? Like,
Look, I want the payoff at the end when she's Cora and she's Finn's son and they're driving off to the sunset. She's in the real world. I need a payoff, man. So this is why this is happening. All right. This is
okay.
this is like it's like that curse on Whoopi Goldberg and Color Purple. You ain't gonna never do good. But I don't even know. I ain't watched the movie, but I know the meme where she curses the person. This is why. This is why.
I didn't watch the movie. I didn't read the book. I don't don't
I
know.
don't know
I
anything about
can't
Color
with you.
Purple.
I
I don't know
can't.
anything about Color Purple, but I know Whoopi, not even Whoopi curses somebody. So I know that much. So yeah,
All
she
right.
curses Danny Glover. I know who is in the movie and what they do. Did you like that clip? Well, you can listen to the entire podcast because the 16 millimeter Film Crew podcast is available on all major podcast platforms.